Hello, how are we all doing today? How is life? How is the pursuit of happiness? How is everything going? Welcome to another Black Owned Monday. My name is Jael, if you guys don't already know, and we are about to have a lot of fun with a brand new eyeshadow palette. So this is the Chasing Butterflies palette from Makeup by Tammy Cosmetics. If you guys are like, that name sounds familiar, that is because Makeup by Tammy Cosmetics is owned by Makeup by Tammy, aka Tammy Clark, here on YouTube. I have talked about Tammy many times on this channel. I did a review of her most recent palette launch, which was back like last summer. I will have that video linked up here for y'all if you want to check it out, because I personally think it's a great video. I had a lot of fun making it, and that is also a great palette. This, however, is her first solo palette launch. So she's released, if I'm saying it correctly, she released 3 palettes with Makeup Revolution, and her most recent launch, like I said, was last summer, which was absolutely fantastic. She released her largest collection with the men, which was an eyeshadow palette, a face palette, and then she didn't create her own shades, but she had a little lip kit with 2 of her favorite shades and her favorite lip liner in as well. And so she had this beautiful big collection with them, and now she has her own brand and she's releasing her very first eyeshadow palette. This is a 12 pan palette, and of course it has a lot of bright, vibrant colors and a black and a mirror, because if you watch Tammy, you know those are all things that she loves and requires in a palette most of the time. And she's always said that if she had her own palette, she would always have a mirror and she would always have a black shade, because she feels like those are necessary. And of course it's colorful, because Tammy wears colorful makeup more than anything else. So this is very much her, and it just kind of screams her, honestly. And I think it's a really good indication of just who she is. All of her palettes have a colorful story to them, and so this just kind of fits right in. But I'm very excited because this is her first solo launch, and we're gonna play around with it and see what we see. So we're just going to really be doing the eyes today. We're not going to be doing the full face. You guys know for Black on Mondays, I like to focus it in when I'm doing specific things unless I say otherwise. So we're just going to be doing a very quick, simple eye look with this palette. And I'm actually going to be doing a recreation of a look that Tammy did, but just with some different colors. So if you guys hear my dogs barking in the background, that's just how it is. But why don't we go ahead and get started. It should be noted that because some shadows in this palette are pressed pigments, they may be considered not eye safe according to US law. However, the shadows are all cruelty-free. So I'm starting off by picking up the shade Love, and I'm just going to take a winged liner brush, and I'm just going to start mapping out the area that I want to lay the shadows down. This is a very kind of graphic, specific type look where you have some clean lines, and you want to make sure that everything looks as clean and put together as possible. I highly recommend taking your time and using a brush that you know will work well with you for a moment like this, just to make sure that everything looks nice. Then I just took that same exact shade on a fluffier but flat brush, and I went ahead and just started just patting that into place. It makes a world of difference, the type of brush that you use, because you get a lot more control, and you just want to make sure that everything comes together nicely. Now, these are pressed pigments. I believe all of the mattes in the palette are pressed pigments, so the pigment was outstanding, and it was honestly super easy to work with. But I will say, for the shimmer shades, make sure that you either do your eyes first or have some extra powder down just to catch any fallout, because I did have a little bit of fallout from this. As I went along, I just went back and forth between my liner brush and just using the edge of the brush that I used to apply the fullness of the shade, just to clean things up and build it up and make sure that it matched my eye shape as much as possible. Again, you really want to make sure you have some nice clean lines for a look like this, so it's super important that you pay attention. Going in with the shade Butterflies, which is a neon pink type shade, I just started to place that in the center and then blend it back towards the shade Love, making sure to pay attention to those lines again. And then I went in with the shade Purpose, our shimmer shade, top everything off. Now by itself, it wasn't really popping, it was very sheer, so I went ahead and sprayed it with some MAC Fix Plus and switched the brush to a brush that's a little bit flatter and does a better job of picking up shimmers, and this just made a world of difference. I brought that over, bringing it much farther back towards Love, almost to like halfway over top of that shadow, and I just started blending. And a lot of what's going to make this eye look work is taking your time to go back between the 3 shades and blending everything together, either tapping or patting things into place. The only issue that I noticed when I was doing this is that the shimmer shades didn't give as much fluidity as I would have liked, but we made it work in the end. Alright you guys, and this is the completed look. What are we thinking? I actually really like the way that this turned out. I think it's different, definitely different for me, but I think that it works really well, and I think that it looks pretty, and I think that it's something that is just a little bit fun and different, and I just think it's pretty. Okay. For the palette, I quite like this palette. I didn't do like a traditional blending, you know, doing a bunch of like blending things together in the traditional sense. I did blend these shades, but you know what I mean? Like I didn't do like a cut crease or a more traditional eyeshadow look. So I do want to play around with those, but based off of what I did do, the mattes are very pigmented. They're very easy to work with. They're very easy to blend. The only thing that I have some slight reservations with are the shimmers. There are only 3 shimmers in this palette, and I've only tested out the shimmer Purpose, and I actually really like the shimmer. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's clearly reflective and it has a beautiful, beautiful tone to it. I really quite like the actual shade, and it is giving me a nice amount of shimmer. I think my issue with it is similar to the issue that I had with Ace Beauty's earlier formula, which is that it's absolutely stunning, but I think that I know Tammy can make, my dogs are barking, so excuse that. I know that Tammy can make it even better, and this is her first time going around. So for her first palette, great. This is a fine formula of shimmer and something that like you can work with very easily. But I just already know that, like, you know, when she's able to, the formula will be even better. When I added some Fix Plus to it, I felt like I just was kind of getting a little bit streakiness of the shimmer, and that was a little bit surprising. Now that it's dried down, it's still fine, but I still do notice just a little bit of streakiness. That could have also been user error. I might have put a little bit too much Fix Plus on my brush, which I have done before, but I do still like it. And I'm saying that specifically not just because I love Tammy, but because I think you guys know, if you watch me regularly, I always am like, you know, paying attention to the formulas of the different shadows, and I have like certain matte formulas that I prefer and certain shimmer formulas that I prefer, and I'm always going to be honest about that. So I do think this is a really good palette. I definitely think it's worth your money. I think you just need to put a little bit of elbow grease in if you're going to use the shimmers, but outside of that, it's not like hard to use at all. They're great and very easy to work with. Everything blends beautifully together, and you can create some really pigmented looks. So I definitely think this is a good palette and definitely something you should look into trying out. I do definitely think that this is a great launching off point for her and her brand and releasing solo palettes, and it just makes me really excited to see what she's going to do as time goes on, because she's so talented. She has such a beautiful mind when it comes to makeup and color stories. She really understands formula and pigmentation, and I already know that she probably is like constantly thinking of how she can expand and do things better, even when she's already doing such great work, just based off of watching her for years and being a fan of hers. So congratulations, Tammy. If you see this video, I hope you know that you did a great job. So excited to see what you come up with next, and I'm excited to just see the growth. I'm really happy to see another Black woman killing the game out here, so it's so exciting for me to be able to review this palette, and you guys will definitely be seeing it again on my channel. All right, so with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you all in my very next one, but before we go, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know down below if you're going to be grabbing this palette, or if you have any other palettes of Tammy's that she's released in the past, or any other products from her company, because she has eyelashes, she has this eyeshadow palette now, she also, what did she just release? She just released a like cake liners, like the liners that are water activated. She has those in a palette form and an individual, and she just released a new one. She has some brushes, so she's really just like launching more stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if soon you see glitters from her, because she really like wears glitter and loves glitter, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that from her soon. Maybe some lip products. Like, she's really just pulling things out, so I wouldn't be surprised to see more expansion as things go along. So let me know for sure if you plan on picking anything up or anything else you guys would love to see me talk about in some upcoming Black owned Mondays. I have some really great ideas on the docket, so make sure you guys go ahead and give me some of yours as well. Also, make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. I upload every Wednesday and Friday, and then whenever we have our Black on Mondays, that would be Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So you get 2 videos a week on a regular basis, and then once or twice a month we have 3 videos a week. And I always let you guys know ahead of time if we are having a Black owned Monday. So I will see you all on Wednesday with a brand new video. I'm very excited about it. It's something that's really new and exciting for me. And yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the very next one. Bye, my loves.
Don't take it personal. We just building. It's my season. Lay foundation. Make a name for generations. Please and make a, then take a break or a little vacation.